right, this is the easiest part of the packing process because it's part of your gear check, making sure your bridle is tucked in and not a snag hazard. So basically you're just making sure that there's no bridle pooping out anywhere, and you want to actually leave a little bit of slack above your pin and below your pin, because if you're tightening this down like this, again, if your pin rotates at all, it could pinch the bridle down. So I like to keep about a finger of slack on the top and about a finger's worth of slack in the bottom, like so, right? Pin is seated down, and now I can just tuck the bridle into its stowing place, cover up my pin, make sure no bridle's pooping out on the outside, and then you start to do your pilot chute. Okay. So, fold your pilot chute on top of your container. That way you never have to worry about having a pilot chute folded over here, having to bring it towards your rig, and worry about excess bridle at the same time. So, easy peasy. Think about laying it all down, making it even, bridle down the middle, make a taco, okay? Then you make 3/4 taco, whatever that is. You fold it into thirds, okay? Then you want your bridle to be flat and come up and down. Oops, sorry, no, I'm doing this wrong. Fold it in half one more time. Now, my pilot chute is pretty short, but also my BOC is pretty short. I don't want it to be longer than this when I fold it in half, because I'll have pilot chute coming out the side. So when I fold this, this is the length of my BOC, okay? Now I'm just gonna S-fold my bridle, which basically means just up and over, making sure it's flat with no twists. And you want a little bit of excess coming out the bottom so you have room to put it into the BOC. Now we make a burrito. A lot of people roll it. I think about folding it, that way it's flat. And then I also think about that excess is following my pilot chute on the bottom end of the bag, okay? So picture the bridle is gonna be in the pouch like so. Now it's best, again, to preserve the life of your BOC. Those tend to get worn out, and it's because you'll see people pulling this open, stretching it really wide, and trying to get their pilot chute down into it. This, you want it to maintain tightness for its lifetime, because it can cause a premature deployment if this gets too loose, especially if you start free flying or something like that. So a tight BOC is pretty important. So I try to minimally open it and just kind of work this in gently without putting too much strain on my BOC. Again, we don't want it to be bunched up like this, because it could be a hard pull if you leave it bunched up. So what you'll see a lot of people doing is, let me tuck in the rest of my bridle here. What you'll see a lot of people doing is, after this step, they give it a good smack, and that distributes the fabric of your pilot chute and flattens it out in the BOC, so that way it's not all bunched up. At this point, I always test. When I pull it, is it getting restricted anywhere? And I could pull it just fine, it wasn't getting restricted, so I'm gonna tuck that back in. Again, making sure my bridle is not coming out anywhere and it's still in its pouch. And there you go. It's packed to your